fate of the universe lies on your shoulders. Now, whatever you do, don't push this button. Because that will set off the bomb immediately, and we'll all be dead. Now, repeat back what I just said.
I am Groot.
No! No, that's the button that will kill everyone. Try again.
I am Groot.
Mm-hmm.
I am Groot.
Uh-huh.
I am Groot.
No!
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Lex the Don, your Thunder God, and welcome to another movie review, which obviously you know what it is. Plus, I'm wearing the shirt that I went to go see the film. I thoroughly enjoyed the film. Make it short. Is it better than the first one? No, not really. Let me fix the camera again. I don't think it's better than the first one because the first one was like the Guardians of the Galaxy was like unknown heroes in the Marvel universe, and not many people knew who they were or anything. So when it first came out, it was like a very big surprise, and everybody loved it. So going to the second one, everybody knew it was going to be good. But would it be better than the second one? No. There were some flaws, about 3% flaws in the film and everything, and I can understand why there was so much mixed reviews in the film and everything. Mainly because some people say it was like they were rushing it. Some people say that, you know, certain characters weren't grabbable or whatever to understand what was going on, and, you know, and everything. And it was, you know, I understand what people were saying. So I'm going to try to break down what I liked about the film and what I didn't like about the film and everything. What I like about the film was that they went into each and every character's like background. You know, you get more in depth on them, on their background and what they can do and all that stuff. They show a little more. I mean, Drax not much, but you kind of got that in the first one. So it was like, what's the sense of it in the second one? You already know what his background story is about and what he can do. So he was like I heard that he's like a comic relief, which he was. He was funny as hell and everything. Especially the way how he was just like, especially when he was getting on Mantis. When he was getting on Mantis, that shit, I was like, why? He like telling her she's ugly and this and that, she is hideous. And he's like, oh, it's just in a good way. You know, trying to make her feel better, but she's stupid. So she's thinking like what he's saying is true, which is not. And then she wanted to tell him something, and he was like,
oh God, Jesus.
I was saying, I was like, no.
What is it? I don't know. I don't know what it is.
You know, mating together and everything. You know, the guy, you know, Batista, he a funny bastard. So, I mean, this is his thing right now, more than in wrestling or whatever. Who else? Rocket Raccoon. That, man, I don't want to fuck with that raccoon. I'm going to tell you that right now. The gadgets he used, how he was fucking those guys up in the forest, and the way he was taking them on by himself and everything. And it was crazy. It was fun. It was funny. And everything. You know, he's, you know, joined the team a lot more. He's becoming close with them and everything. And, you know, then you go into a point where you learn a little more about him and everything. And, what else was there about him? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember, because it was last night when I went to go see this, so it was like, you know, I'm trying to remember as much as I can. Oh, yeah, he's a lot more funnier. His punchlines are going in, and he, especially when he was talking to the guy who was taking charge of this group. I forgot the name of the group. Please let me know in the comments down below. I forgot the name of the group. The one that Yondu was in charge of. Called themselves Taserface, and and you know, Rocket's all going in like, Taserface. Oh, so you're saying that I'm gonna die by a man named Taserface? Like, it just doesn't even sound terrifying enough. And like, he got everybody laughing and everything. It's like, how am I being scared of this guy? And it was crazy. He was good. Baby Groot, of course, everybody loves Baby Groot and everything. He was funny. He was adorable. Yes, they even mentioned that in the film that he's adorable. He's, you know, he ain't playing no games, and he just like a little kid just playing around. Gamora kind of surprised me in one scene where she picked up the big ass gun and she was shooting it. And I was saying to myself, she that strong and everything. And my cousin was saying to me, yeah, like she is that strong. She kind of showed that a little bit in the first one, but yeah, she is that strong. She's very, very strong and everything. So I was like, oh shit. I was like, I didn't even know she was like that strong. Nebula, she was interesting because not only you get the sense of why she hates Gamora, why she wants to kill her, why she wants to do this so much, but you also get in depth on how Thanos is. Now the scene where she's explaining why, not only why she hates her sister, but also why she wants to kill her is because of, she believes it's because of her sister, but I feel it's more because of Thanos. Thanos, like she said that when I couldn't do something, he'd rip out my eye and put in a new one and send me back out to fight her again. And then when I couldn't do that, he takes out my brain and puts something else in there. He takes out my arm, etc., etc., etc. So it was like he tortured this poor girl, like, and she was always saying like, because of you weren't a sister to me. That's all I ever wanted, was you being my sister, not my enemy. And it was like, it made Gamora feel like, oh shit, I didn't even realize that stuff until now. So it's like, it was kind of interesting on that point, but it was also like more interesting knowing the fact that how much of a monster Thanos was. And it really shows how much of a monster he is, and it makes you feel like Thanos is gonna be a real terror when Infinity War comes out. And I'll fix the camera again. And everything. So it gets me excited, but I was a little bit like kind of disturbed in a way. I guess that's not the right word to say. How she was saying how he took this out in the brain and etc. and stuff. I was like, why? You know, she's gonna keep losing. What's the sense of it and everything? But you know, and everything. But other than that, I like how they went into depth of each character and everything, and that's what I like the most. Obviously, it was about Peter Quill. The main focus of the film was on him and who his father was. Now, his father, Ego, played by Kurt Russell, who I am a Kurt Russell fan from his early works. Mainly the best one I love him in is Big Trouble Little China, which is my favorite Kurt Russell film, and I've seen his other ones, Stargate, Soldier, and a bunch of other films and all that stuff. But other than that, but he was really good as Ego. He, I'm going to get to the flaws later on, but he played it well as Ego, and the name goes with it and everything. And what I did not think they would do was have him as the bad guy. Now, I thought that the Sovereign was the bad guy. Sovereign were the gold people, which I would call them instead of calling them Sovereign. The Sovereign, the gold people, basically, I don't know, they didn't seem like a threat to me. You know, they make them as the secondary type of bad guys and everything, you know. But Ego was the bigger bad guy. Yeah, so Ego was basically like, he was a dick afterwards, but before then he was like, yeah, I was your dad, you know, this and that and there. And he was like, why didn't you, oh my god, excuse me. Sorry.
I heard that, you nasty.
Like, why did you leave my mom? why didn't you come back? He's like, and he told him like, well, I came back 3 times. You know, if I would have came the 4th time, you know, I probably would have stayed, and then I would have died, and everything. And you know, it was, you know, with him and everything. And the thing was that I didn't expect him to be a bad guy, as I said before, was because I remember a cartoon. I'll put a picture up there. I remember the cartoon Guardians of the Galaxy on some Marvel Heroes show. Peter Quill met his father, and you know, it comes to find out that he is a bad guy and everything. He wanted him for something. I didn't pay too much attention. All I knew that he was the bad guy. And I was like saying, dang, that'd be kind of crazy if they did make him like that. And I was saying to myself, I didn't tweet it or anything of the sort. So I was like saying to myself, dang, it would be crazy if he was the bad guy. But I was like, nah. It's just, they're going to have him as his father, so they, you know, it ain't going to be like that. Probably the gold people, this is before I saw the film, I think the gold people was like going to be the bad guys and everything. And especially when I learned that they're the ones that created Adam Warlock. So I was thinking like that's what they're going to go with. But no, they actually went with the whole Ego being the bad guy. And man, was he a dick. And certain things about him, what he did was like, And then when you find out certain things that he did, and you think of yourself, it couldn't get much worse. Oh, it got so much worse. The tone in this film was like, it makes you forget that this is a Disney film. You know, I mean, it doesn't like say, oh, production by Walt Disney or whatever, but Marvel is with Disney. So you're thinking like, it's going to be some action, explosions, blah, 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 blah. No, there's curse words in this film, and there's a lot of haunting tones in this film, especially the death, which I'm going to get to in a second. But the part that really like, oh shit moment, and make people like, wow, like you really just dropped it on him, is when he made Peter see what he sees and everything, and Peter's like, oh my god, yes, and then he comes at him with, oh, you know, it was just a shame that I have to give your mom the tumor. And it was like, damn. Like you felt like you can't get up. You just fell to the floor like, hold on, whoa. You gave her the tumor? Like, what the fuck? And immediately he just snapped out of it. He was like, wait, what? After they said, yo, I know what it sounds like and blah, blah, blah. Like, I hate it when they do that, because it's like when you tell them something, they're like, wait, what? And they're like, well, it's not what it sounds like. Now, this is the part that really got amped up, was Peter didn't waste no fucking time, didn't say not one other fucking word, but pull out his 2 guns and start shooting his dad. Man, I was like, and I'm looking around to see if anybody's being shot, and everybody's in a standstill. Like, I'm like, am I the only one that's like hyped on this shit? Like, oh my god, my cousin was sitting behind me, so I couldn't tell shit. So I'm like sitting there I felt like I was by myself throughout the whole thing. I was like, wow, he went ham on his pops. And, you know, Pops told him like, listen, I need you to be like sort of like that was the whole concept of the beginning of the film, that the Guardians were protecting the battery from this monster, right? So in this one, and further along in the film, Peter was the battery for his father to ignite the plants that he left on each of the planets that he was at when he was like, you know, having children of his own, to see if they can help him, you know, start the thing so he can take control of the universe, or however he wanted to do it. And Peter was the only one who was capable of doing it, because he was able to tap into the thing. He didn't end up like his other children. And Ego is the definition of the ultimate baby daddy, because this motherfucker got thousands of children, and Peter is the last one. And so basically Peter was the battery for his cause. So shit was getting crazy. Emotions was running high. It was just it was crazy. It was like, oh my god, no. it was just crazy. But like I was saying, the tone of the film was like very, very, very dark. Not very, very dark. I can't say that. No, I would say it was like it went into the direction that you wouldn't expect from a Disney film. Now, I know some of y'all say it's not a Disney film if it doesn't say Walt Disney Productions and blah blah blah. You're right, but the fact of the matter is that Marvel Studios is with Disney. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. So it's just that the Deftones were like, whoa, isn't this a Disney film? Like, for one, when Yondu and Rocket were captured by Yondu's own people, before Rocket started roasting Taserface and everything, they sent some of the crew that didn't want to follow the mutiny crew's orders or whatever, and drifted them into space one by one. And it looked just so scary. I was like, whoa, this is not for kids. And then when Yondu and Rocket got out, thanks to Baby Groot and the other guy's name, James Gunn's brother, who's in the film, they was in one room, and Yondu and Rocket started putting holes in so many guys' chests, literally. Like, I was like, whoa, because my cousin was like saying, yo, that was kind of dark, wasn't it? I was like, yeah, it seemed very dark to me, because they was killing niggas left and right and putting holes in them and everything, and it was like, whoa. And then with the whole emotion thing, and especially when Ego told Peter that he gave Peter's mom the tumor in the brain and everything, and then he just started shooting him and everything. It was like, whoa, they just went in a totally left turn on this one. And I was like very, very shocked. I was like very surprised. And, you know, I was like, this movie's getting crazy. The action was crazy. The action scenes were pretty good and everything. It was very, very, very good. It was a little, I will go into some negatives right here. It was a little, I will admit that. It was a little rushed and everything, because it's not what I didn't like, it's like what kind of made me like say, why did you do that, is when they brought in Peter's father right in the beginning of the film. You know what I mean? I was like, whoa, you bringing him in already? Like, I figured maybe in the middle or going towards in the middle of the second act of the film and everything. But no, they just brought him in. And I was like, okay, why would you bring him in instantly? And I was a little disappointed in the gold people, because of the simple fact that I figured they would put up more of a fight than Ego did when Eagle was fighting them. And you know, the gold people, keep going to Sovereign though, because now I know the name. I'm going with gold people though, because I didn't feel intimidated by them at all. I felt like I would be able to take them on by myself. But the gold people was like not that intimidating. I was a little disappointed. Had a little funny moments, but I was a little disappointed with them. But they had a little comeback, which I'm going to get to after this one, because that's the post-credit scene and everything. But the emotion in the film was it was almost a tearjerker movie. But again, like I said, I felt like it was a little rushed. They brought the father in a little early. Didn't understood that, but those were the only negative things I had to say about that. And I know a certain someone felt like it could have been a little bit more better. In some degree, I kind of agree with her, but I'm not going to say any names. She's going to kill me later, but it's well deserved. You know, it had a little flaws to me. It had a little flaws, but it had tearjerker moments, and some moments was like, okay, let's get out of this right now, because I feel that tearjerker coming in. I don't want to get into that. No, The one I would say I was really looking around or I was having my ears open more was when Ego got his son again to activate the stuff again on each of the planets, activate the plants. Was the part when Ego was swallowing his friends, first Drax, then Nebula and Gamora, and Rocket, and then all of a sudden when it got to Baby Groot, and then when Baby Groot was like it was like he was in a cave and it was closing in on him. When he had that tear down his cheek, I was like, oh my God, I feel it, and I can hear these girls in this movie theater saying like, oh my God, no. I don't know whether the movie theater was too loud or they was just so in shock that they could not speak. So I was like, it was either or, I don't know. But I felt that in the air. It's like, oh my God, because I could replay that image in my head so many times of Baby Groot getting closed in because of Ego and everything. He had that tear in his eye. I was like, oh my God, that is so disturbing to females who find him adorable and everything, and it's just heartbreaking and everything. And big spoiler alert, Yondu dies in this film for saving Quinn. I don't know where I got Quinn from. I'm gonna go with Peter, Star-Lord, whatever. He saved Peter, tells him like, you know, the reasons why he did what he did and this and that and the third. He felt like he was a son to him, but he had to be tough on him so he can be tough when he grew up and everything. Had a little funny moments and everything. They gave him a space pirates farewell type of thing. I think they were space pirates. And then you see additional cast, not just Sylvester Stallone, Ving Rhames, Michelle Yeoh. And I was like, oh shit. You know, I was like, Michelle Yeoh, Ving Rhames, oh shit, motherfuckers. Oh, I ain't hear nothing about them two being in the film. That's the crazy part of it. So let's get into the post-credit scenes. Now let's go into they're all important, but let's go into the least important, then to the important ones. Okay, so the least important one was like a comedy thing where you see what's his name wearing Yondu's fin, and he's practicing with the arrow by whistling. The arrow only responds when you have the thing on your head, I guess, and you whistle to it, and then you whistle it in a certain way. You tell it what to do and how to do things. So he's practicing, and you know he's not doing so good, but you can't expect him to get it right the first time. So he's practicing with it, and all of a sudden the arrow hits Drax around the corner. You hear Drax, ah, 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 and because I would have done the same thing. My man just like, oh shit, backed up and got the fuck up out of there. So that was like a funny post-credit scene. That was just funny, but it kind of gave you a little insight, like he might take over for Yondu. But what's the next one? Well, we get to see Groot as a teenager, and Peter is able to understand him and everything, not just Rocket and everything. So you know, he comes in the room. He's like, didn't I tell you to clean your room? And this and that and the third, man, you can't just live like this. And, you know, Groot is like, I am Groot and everything. He's like, yeah, come on, you stop being like that, all right? Clean up your room, and this and that and the third, being a parent to him. So Groot was like, I am Groot, being a dick, being a typical teenager dick to Peter. So that was kind of funny, and it was cool. There was another one. This one was a kicker. You see Sylvester Stallone again, talking amongst the other leaders of the group and everything, saying, you know, it brings me joy to my eyes that we're together again, and it's just a shame that it had to happen because of a dear friend of ours had to die for us to come together again, which, excuse me, he implied to Yondu. So you see Ving Rhames and Michelle Yeoh, and then you see 3 other characters. Now the icy face one is played by I forgot his name, but I know him playing as Lex Luthor in the Smallville show. He played as this ice looking guy where one hand he shoots fire, one hand he shoots ice. Then this red guy, well, I'm gonna get to him last. And then there's this little robot head saying, "Oh my god, I haven't seen y'all forever, I miss you." Little did I know who it was. I was like, who is that person? I was like, alright, whatever. Come to find out, that was Miley Cyrus. I was like, what the fuck? Miley? You mean sticking out your tongue, twerking her so-called ass, raunchy girl? No, I can't say raunchy, but wild, crazy, very open, very open girl and everything. I was like, that was Miley? Whoa, okay, I thought she was done with Disney. But apparently that was Miley. So now to the next character, this red dude. He did some hands and he did the exact same magic as Doctor Strange. Now what my cousin told me, which I did not know, and he kind of like helped me learn on this, he said to me that yeah, basically the Ancient One wasn't the first Sorcerer Supreme. It was Agamotto, I think it was the name was the first one, the evil bad guy that, Doctor Strange says, "Oh, I would like to make a deal with," and all that stuff. He was the first Sorcerer Supreme, and he taught, I guess, certain humans on Earth the ancient arts of magic. And apparently he taught it from other galaxies as well, or a different timeline, whichever the case may be. But he did the magic thing, and I was like, wow, okay, there's a connection there and everything. But that was one. So, but I've also heard that they're gonna have cameos in certain things. The important ones. So we find the gold people down and out. The Empress's hair is down. She's not all high and mighty and everything. Somebody comes to see them and talk to them about some stuff. But apparently she's working on a secret weapon, and you see some sort of metallic golden cocoon. And who's inside the cocoon? And those of you who don't know, well, prepare to be a little shocked if you know who this character is. But to those who know the origin of this cocoon, you already know. But she says, I'm making the perfect sovereign, if that's what she said, if I remember correctly. And his name will be Adam, which most of you would guess is Adam Warlock. So apparently, from what I've heard, James Gunn wanted to put him in this one, but I guess it was a little too crowded. So he's going to be in the 3rd Guardians of the Galaxy film, and as the bad guy, the main bad guy, supposedly. So I don't know if he's going to be in the 2nd Infinity War Avengers film, but I know he's not going to be in the first one and everything, because there's going to be 2 Avengers films, as far as I remember. If I'm wrong, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, he's going to be in the 2nd one, I believe. I hope. I really do hope. But he is going to be in the 3rd Guardians of the Galaxy film. That's the big one. Now the next one was basically another big one, but it was like a fan theory, and it has something to do with Stan Lee being a cameo in every Marvel comic book and everything. Come to find out, he was talking to the Watchers, and the Watchers, how they show them, they look exactly like the ones in the comic book. And he's talking to them about everything he's seen and everything, and people are saying that he might be the agent of the Watchers, watching everything that's going on Earth or wherever, and letting them know what's going on and everything. Kind of like a Watcher watching people and everything. I guess that makes sense. So if he is one of the Watchers, that would be pretty cool. I mean, that would make sense. I mean, why wouldn't it? So yeah, I give this film a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. 5 out of 5. Thunder Strikes, because I really enjoyed this film, with the exception of very minor flaws and everything. It was very, very funny, very entertaining, very emotional, a little dark, and everything, and a couple of connections. I probably missed a few. I might have to watch it again and everything. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please hit that subscribe button. Let's try to get 100 subscribers and everything. And I wanted to give a shout out to Miss. Sorry, give me a second. I want to give a shout out to Natalie Denise and everything, because I watched her review as well and everything, and so I want to give her a shout out and everything. It's not going to do much for me, but it's I just want to give her a shout out. But as always, electrify the comments down below. Shock me with your opinions. And the next video will descend from the heavens. This is your Thunder God Lex the Don saying, have a good night. God bless. And please go see the film, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and enjoy it. You guys will, because I know I did, unlike some other people. Anywho, but yeah. So I will catch y'all later. Bye.